accomplished in the legislature if you're prepared to share the credit when something good happens. I also need to acknowledge the outstanding work of my staff, Stephen Yancey, Mary Heffernan, Judy Brownrigg, Marnie Mainland, and Nancy Stickle. I have been told that I have the best constituency office staff in Canada, and I agree with that. And I always say to them that whatever we accomplish together as a team. Today, our team is proud of what we did. A few years ago, I heard that some people in town were going around saying, we'll never get our hospital project approved because Arnott's in the wrong party. I was surprised at that, to say the least. I always thought I was in the right party, or at least the center-right party. But nonetheless, I heard that some people were saying this. I took this as a challenge. Successive ministers of health would confirm this. Smitherman, Kaplan, Matthews, all took the time to listen to me. At turns, I would ask, plead, kick, cajole, flatter, grovel, beg, yell. Whatever approach seemed to be the most appropriate at any given time. And I often thought of Winston Churchill's phrase, never, 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 never give up. My objective was always to build a compelling political case for our new hospital, drawing on my experience and my persistence. We advocated publicly, but we always advocated respectfully. And knowing that the hospital announcements would come fast and furious before the next election, we needed to put the minister in a position where she couldn't say no to our community. We needed to actually give her a reason to say yes to us. And I say all of that not to take credit, as politicians sometimes do. The truth is, whatever is said in the legislature doesn't amount to a hill of beans if the project isn't worthy, if the case isn't a strong one, or if the community isn't behind it. Our project is worthy, our case is strong, and our community is behind it. Our local councils are behind it. Council staff is behind it. The County of Wellington is behind it, and they deserve enormous credit today as well. We are blessed in this community in so many ways, but Groves Memorial Community Hospital, as an institution, is at the top of the list. Whenever I do a survey of constituents, asking for feedback and comments, and when I ask them about healthcare, I always hear the same thing. People in Centre Wellington tell me that healthcare is excellent here, and it's because of Groves. And it's not just a building on Union Street, which, quite frankly, we know is starting to look its age. It starts with the staff, from brilliant doctors to the caring nurses, to dedicated support staff, all working together in an incredible team environment that emphasizes innovation, excellence, and integrity. Then there are the volunteers, the tireless volunteer association, the members of the board and the foundation, all doing their part and more to support the work of the hospital, all done in the spirit of the example that was set for us by Dr. Abraham Groves. All of these groups are, in their own way, living out the conclusion and the conviction of Jack Layton's final letter to Canadians. My friends, he wrote, love is better than anger. Hope is better than fear. Optimism is better than despair. So let us be loving, hopeful, and optimistic, and we'll change the world. The commitment today of the provincial government is something that we in this community have earned, something we deserve, and something to be very proud of. But as John said, we must be vigilant, and the work isn't done. Indeed, it's just beginning. We'll need to continue to raise awareness and raise money. We'll need to stay on top of the government to make sure it follows through on its commitment. And we'll need to raise the bar on care even higher, building on our culture of continuous improvement, even as we build the new Groves Hospital in these very fields. We'll need to build a hospital for our generation, but more importantly for the ones that follow us, our children and our grandchildren, the promise of the future. And let it be said by them, those who worked to build the new Groves in the early years of the 21st century gave us the greatest gift of all. Thank you very, very much for being here today, and thank you for all you've done.